Hi, welcome back to the Seven Lakes podcast. I'm your host, Eva, and today we are here with our Sensations members. Would you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Malaki.
Hi, I'm Kaylee.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Avery.
And I want to start by asking, what is Sensations and what do you guys do?
So Sensations is a ensemble that we have at Seven Lakes. It's the auxiliary ensemble, and that's an auditioned part that's sort of adjacent to our varsity choir, where we do different things chorally than the varsity choir. For example, this fall, actually this weekend, is our show where we do select Broadway songs, where we incorporate choreography, solos, duets, and all of that into a show. And then next semester, we'll do a more vocally challenging sort of competition where we go and compete in San Antonio with real college-level choral music.
How can people be a part of your program?
There's an audition process in, is it April?
April to May.
Yeah. April to May. It changes year to year, where they can present a about 30-second to a minute-long song of their choosing, probably musical theater. That's what we usually lean towards, something Broadway that showcases all of their vocal ability, so something low, something high, and that shows emotion. And then they will be a part of like a little dance clinic where we learn a dance there at the audition and perform it to see their abilities to both learn a dance and perform it at a quick pace.
So a little bit of everything.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. What about your show this week?
So our show is going to be comprised of solo from all of our members and a handful of group numbers. I think we have three whole group pieces, and then we have one women's piece, one men's piece, and we're doing that 3 shows, 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have 3 small group numbers as well.
Yes.
A trio that incorporates the rest of the ensemble, and then 2 duets.
Yes.
What's the theme of it? What is it about? And
Our show theme this year is From the Page to the Stage, and it's basically just any songs from musicals based on books or literature or poetry, and so all of our songs are like from shows like that.
And some of them are more literal than others. Like some of them, like for example, mine is Into the Woods, so it's based on like fairy tales, like Red Riding Hood, things like that. But then we have Hamilton, which is
more
on
of a reach, which is because we're basing
Federalist
it on the
Papers.
fact that it's like, oh, there's biographies written about him, and then
Yeah.
it's based off of that.
Yeah, and then Mr. Jordan's kind of reaching. Like, because, okay, there's only so many songs you can find, and there's only so many songs that fit people's voices that can fit. And so one of our group numbers, I don't think the musical is based on a book.
No.
But it's the song's name is Once Upon a Time. So all of it's just vaguely literature related.
Book oriented, yeah.
Yes.
can you tell me more about what goes on behind the scenes of when you guys are working on this show?
There's
How long
a
have you been
lot
working on
of
it?
work that goes into it. We
yeah.
started our rehearsals, our after-school rehearsals, in mid-September. Normally they would start earlier, but this year we had to push back our show 2 weeks. So we started mid-September, and we rehearse every single day from 3 to 5 p.m., and also during our class period. So every day in 7th period we go in, we work. We start by just doing the music stuff, make sure that we can get notes and rhythms down. And then by the time fall concert rolls around for choir, we already have to be memorized on one of those songs because we perform it for all the choir program. So we have to have all the music stuff ready. And then once we've learned all of that, we can finally move on to choreography, staging, blocking, all of those fun things. And then just this week, we were able to get into the pack and figure out spacing and everything, all the logistics, lights, props, set, everything.
And this is all just for the group numbers. All of our solo stuff, except for the parts where Mr. Jordan checks up on us, all of those are on our own. So this is about 3 hours of rehearsal every day just for group numbers, and then just auxiliary practice for solos and duets. So it is a lot of work.
Do you have a favorite moment of all of this?
I think the first time that we're able to like run through a song and just survive it and then add like those little details to it and we can finally start refining it is what makes me the happiest, because then we're all excited again and we're all like, oh, all the work we've been putting in and all the tears and the blood and the sweat is finally starting to pay off. Especially show week. Like last year, okay, we do a little thing called Circle where you go around the circle and seniors will talk about all of their experiences through Sensations, whether it be 1 year or 3 years. And normally the seniors will cry and everyone just kind of sits there. No, I sobbed. That was my favorite moment, and I can't wait for it to happen again this year. So I think that'll end up being my favorite moment by the end of this week.
What about you guys?
Well, this is my first year, so I've only had a few months of experience in Sensations, but so far some of my favorite moments have just been like adding the dancing and the costumes and the props and like really getting to those final moments of the songs and then like running through it on stage and just like trying to catch your breath after a super hard long run of a really dancey song, and you're just like, I did it. I got the moves right.
Over.
I don't have to do jumping jacks.
Oh yeah, we implemented a jumping jack system for the women's piece because we kept getting it wrong.
Yeah,
Because
they
we
kept getting it
started
wrong.
really late.
Yeah.
Don't
also
even
'cause we
Our song is quite
my
not
example
dancing.
exactly. We also do jumping jacks when we interrupt each other. So after this, Milwaukee has 5 jumping jacks.
I was not aware of this.
This is
I didn't
mostly
sign
a
up.
women's
It's just
thing.
women.
But we have a system where if you make a mistake that's like a visible mistake, you have 5 jumping jacks at the end of the run, and
It adds up. It adds up.
It does add up.
At the end, we spend about
I think
30,
I
45
averaged,
seconds doing like 20
I
to
averaged
30.
20 a run. So
And somehow it doesn't get better. Sorry.
What are the things that you guys have learned across all these hard work and like months of hard work?
I think like one of the most important things that I've learned is that it works out. Like every single year, I feel like during show week, it's always like we get into the pack or we get done with this one song, and then we always think that there's like 1,000 more other things that we have to do. But by the time that the show rolls around, we're all like so excited and we're so ready that like we know we've put all the work in and we know that it's going to be a good show, that we accomplish everything that we think we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think another part of it is like obviously the 14 of us, like we do not have like bad relationships, but not everyone is best friends because we're all in this for choir. But no matter what happens during the year, when it gets to show and when we're actually performing, I think that's when I felt like the strongest bond with so many people I wouldn't talk to some of these people just out of nowhere just because we don't have a lot of common interests. But I think that was like a big thing that I learned is just by working with each other for a common goal, we're like really close now.
It's the sheer amount of time that we spend with each other. Like I
Yes.
swear,
Yes.
I feel like I see most of y'all more than my parents. Like I swear I see
Genuinely,
see
yeah.
Mr. Jordan more than I see my mom or dad.
Yeah.
Mr. Jordan taught me how to tie a tie yesterday. Like he is my dad.
Yeah, and he's just like he's such like a father, like a fatherly
Yeah.
dude, and he's just like he's always there, and he's just like, oh yeah, you need help with this, let's help this, let's do this, let's do that. He's such like a family guy, and I think that's what really like also makes it such like a fun experience is that he's there for us like all the
Yeah.
time. Like we need help, he's there. You need a joke, he's there. You want to make fun of him, he's also there.
He's
He
there to
makes
make
fun
fun
of
of you.
he makes fun of you as well.
Me and
He's
my
also
boo.
there. It really helps, and it's really amazing that we have such like a amazing choir director that is
Yeah.
there with us through all of this. too.
Another thing that I really learned this year is kind of going off of what Lauren said about how like some of us aren't always best friends or maybe we don't know each other very well. When show week comes around, we put everything aside just to put out the best product that we can. So a lot of our final like product that we get happens during that last week. And then to see it all come together, we're so excited that we can't even like have disputes with each other anymore. We're just like so excited to be there. And I think a lot of that has to do with because the process is so long. Whenever we're starting, we're like, oh, it's 2 months away. It's a month away. There's so much time. And we put things off and then the stress builds up until the week of and we're like, oh my gosh, how do we learn all that music and that choreo and we're still messing it up and things like that. And then it finally comes together and it just makes you realize like how much time we spent together and the bonds that we created. And it lasts all year because like Milwaukee said, in the spring, we kind of turn more into a chamber choir where we do our Madrigal Festival. And that's a lot more detail oriented on just our singing and sounding good. And there's nothing that compares to this process. The show is so different from everything else that I've done at Seven Lakes. And it's just such a unique experience. And I'm so grateful that I've had that for 2 years now.
And if I recall, I'm pretty sure like Mr. Jordan has made the like sort of curriculum for Sensations, it's quite different from everywhere else in KDISD, if I recall, because we're one of the only schools, and I think Taylor also does this as well, but we do the Magical Festival in the spring, and we do the like Broadway like fun fall show in the fall, because he thinks that like the like combination of both of them is what really makes like a really good singer, and it gives us like so many avenues to like look at, and he's built it that way so that we can experience so much more.
Yeah, one thing that I've learned along with all of the like choral and vocal and performance aspects of Sensations, I've been like forced to learn how to actually take care of myself. Like these few months, I've been putting in like so much work and so many hours, and I've like kind of gone downhill, and I've noticed myself doing that, but like I've also learned how to crawl back up that hill and like truly take care of myself and know what I need to do and do what is best for me, even if that makes somebody else mad.
It teaches perseverance for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I think a lot of it is you have to be held accountable to being like healthy and okay, because if you're not there, the rest of the group suffers. And so you have to do it one way or another. And I think that teaches you a lot in just keeping yourself and your group healthy.
Yeah.
And I also know that it's taught a lot of us first year members, a lot of like maturity as well as just like vocal technique. Like I can tell that the several new members, including me, have grown up a lot over these few months.
It's
It's
very
quick
much
growth.
self-discipline oriented, because Mr. Jordan can't tell us to do every little thing. We have to be able to go into a practice room and him know that we're not just goofing off or taking a nap. So it teaches a different level of self-discipline within the group in the same way that other fine arts do, but it's a different experience in my opinion.
You guys are gonna make me cry. This is so sweet. I love your bonds. It's really amazing to see how everyone can come together and do what they love and just be there for each other. I love that about you guys. When can people see this show that you guys been working so hard on?
This weekend,
This
guys.
Friday and Saturday.
Okay, really quick promo. It's going to be Friday the 15th, 7 p.m. Saturday the 16th, 2 p.m., 7 p.m. And all tickets in general are going to be $15. Students get $10, and I think KDISD staff get $5 tickets. Not 100% sure, but the tickets are on the SLHS choir website.
Seven Lakes High School Choir.com.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But
You can also go to the Instagram. There's a link
True.
in the bio.
true.
Or Sensations Instagram, or on the Seven Lakes Choir Instagram too.
Shameless plugs.
And you can buy them at the door too. So if
Oh,
you
yeah,
decide
yeah.
to come last minute or you want to see it again, you can buy them at the door.
True.
Hey, thank you guys so much for coming in. That is all the time we have for today. Make sure to follow the Seven Lakes Podcast, slhs.podcast on Instagram, and make sure to come support the Sensations at their show this Friday and Saturday.